Just listen. Just listen. Take it all in. Take it all in. Yep. See what you're listening to? That intro? Yep, that's what's gonna be our subject matter for this next episode. And I hope you enjoy it because we're gonna have the person who created this very catchy intro. And it's a underworld that I don't think too many people really know about. Obviously, there's a community of people who are hardcore fanatics of it, but if you're not really in the know of house music, I kind of feel you don't really listen to it too much, because a lot of people complain that it's lounge music or elevator music, but to me, I challenge you to stand in a room while this music is playing and to just stand still and not move. Just stand there and don't make a move because you're feeling the rhythm and the vibe, and I guarantee you won't be able to. And so I hope you learn a thing or two on how to build a house track. I recently spoke with someone who said that they didn't really listen to music growing up and they just got into music like 2 or 3 years ago. And to me, that's very strange because without music, I feel I wouldn't be able to kind of live, because music really does, it makes things better, in my opinion. And you can put your memory onto things. So I kind of felt bad for him when he told me that he didn't listen to music growing up. So with that in mind, it got me thinking of kind of who I would want to talk to. And obviously, I love music, like I said. So I wanted to get the ins and outs of house music. And it's a type of music that not many people really listen to because I like deep house and tech house. And so I thought it'd be fitting to get a DJ that does do that. And so without further ado, Bryan Estefani. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you could just introduce yourself, like say what's good.
Yeah, for sure. So, like you said, my name's Bryan Estefani. I am a local DJ here in Miami.
And he's with Descend Records.
Exactly, yeah. I'm working with Descend Records. I'm a signed artist under them. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to release a couple tracks soon, probably towards the end of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's been an awesome journey so far, man. It's been a while.
And we were kind of talking about just kind of like your style and what you were saying how you were building on I forgot what it's called, the touchpad, right?
Yeah, it's a drum machine. It's
drum machine.
Native Instruments. It's more of a sequencer.
Okay.
So basically, I can sequence any pattern of any types of instruments that I want at any tempo. So depending on the genre, if it's hip hop, I would want to either choose, around 70 BPM, or I could double that, do it at 140.
Beats per minute.
Beats per minute, exactly. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah. Some people might not know the text.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
sorry, I gotta slow down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's something that I've been doing for around 3 years, producing music. DJing, I've been doing almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like I mentioned earlier, it's been quite a journey. I first started as like a house DJ, as throwing parties, like house parties.
Mm-hmm. Just like for friends.
Just for friends. I used to actually throw my own parties, and those parties were pretty wild. But yeah, I slowly just started falling in love with just playing music in general.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something about house music. I remember the first time I heard house music, it was back in Mecca. I don't know if you remember the club Mecca.
Mecca, yeah.
Yeah, back in downtown. Oh, way back. It's no longer existent, but I remember walking into the OMG room, and it was just and it was just something that captured me.
Mm-hmm.
And it has no no words, but you can understand it. It's sort of a language.
So when you, because a lot of people say that they don't like it because it's repetitive and boring.
Mm-hmm.
But I say stand in a room with that music playing and don't move.
Yeah,
and you can't.
It's gonna move. It's gonna make you move.
It makes you move, and like you said,
yeah.
I like what you said. That was really cool. Like it is a language, even though there's no
words. There's no
words
just
on
like
it.
A groove and a vibe.
And everyone just kind of feels the same wavelength. They're just vibing all to that. Like you said,
the music. Yeah.
But like, so how did you get into the deep end though? Because
so
a lot of people like
exploring. Yeah, just different types of music would take me different routes, different subgenres of house music,
mm-hmm.
whether it be G house, techno. Well, techno came first. Well, it was house, deep house, out of Chicago.
So can you explain a little bit of kind of like the differences? Because some people don't really know, like, what's the difference between deep house and tech house or deep tech, or you know,
Okay.
there's like so many. There's like
Yeah.
Moonbaton.
So
and,
house, generally it's around, I would say 119 to 123, 124 BPM.
Mhm.
You know, it's very happy, has a lot of chords. Deep house is a little bit more chill out. Does use a lot of chords
lounge.
as well. Loungy.
Mhm.
A little bit slower sometimes. A lot of deep vocals. House would have higher pitch vocals, a lot more happy vocals. Tech house is more percussion, more Latin.
More Latin?
More Latin.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Just the instruments that are used.
Just okay.
You know, like
I honestly love like the minimalism. I
Yeah.
love that.
minimal is dope. Like if you like minimal, you should listen to Dubfire.
Dubfire. Okay.
Or there's something called Romanian
Mhm.
techno.
Yeah, like Sep, right? Sep is Romanian, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's Zip.
Zip.
Sep.
Sep. I don't know.
I think they just recently played.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Space on Friday.
Yeah, bro, and like yeah, I heard him for Winter Music Fest.
Winter Music Conference.
Yeah, conference. Yeah.
That's the best time of the year.
Yeah,
man.
dude, there really is an incredible time here in Miami. I actually really like that better than Ultra.
Yeah, it's because there's more parties you can hang around. Ultra's more of like the festival.
Mhm.
It's more crazy, but the pool parties are cool. A lot
Pool
of cool
parties,
people. Yeah,
yeah.
it's more. I feel like it's an older crowd.
Mm.
Yeah, better. More of a good time. Yeah, for sure.
So you said you've learned a lot, and your EP is highly influenced.
Yeah, the one that released about a year ago,
Mhm.
highly influenced, consisted of 3 tracks. First track is Double Up, Rebound is the second one, and The Biggie Effect is the third one.
Mm-hmm.
It got signed to Pet Food Records, so it did pretty good.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. And
Yeah.
so, but so highly influenced. How are you highly influenced?
Just by everything around me.
Or what were you influenced by exactly?
Music.
Yeah?
It was I was highly influenced just by here in Miami, the parties that because being in Miami, we're pretty blessed. It never sleeps party wise. There's always a party. There's always somewhere to go to. Always something to do in Miami. And I've been to Cali, Vegas. Well, Vegas also doesn't sleep, but Vegas is a whole different story. But Cali, everything ends at like 2 or 3. It's kind of lame because when I went out to Cali, I felt like I was not in Miami, but I came with that Miami mentality of the party doesn't stop.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty grateful to be living in Miami.
Yeah, I mean Miami, like you said, it's a party central.
Yeah.
People say New York is a city that never sleeps.
I don't know.
Miami's up there too, man, and a lot of people have their hesitations with it, but when it comes to music, it really, like you said, it's a mecca. And so yeah, it's a great place to learn from. So what were some of your influences growing up in terms of like who would you listen to kind of get your style?
I was all over the place, man. Growing
Yeah?
up, I would listen to all types of music.
Do you like hip hop too?
I love hip hop.
Okay, cool.
I feel like hip hop was my first love.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I was really big on like rock and roll. And when I mean rock and roll, like old rock and roll, like
Okay.
Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would listen to a lot of Iron Maiden, AC/DC, stuff like that.
Okay.
Um,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
Metallica. I used to skate a lot, so that I listened to a lot of metal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I had a lot of influences. The Latin influence. I love Latin jazz. So I'm pretty much all over the place.
Okay. You like the Latin kind of thing. So is that
Yeah, I mean, I'm Cuban, so gotta rep.
gotta rep?
Yeah.
Would you say that you could tell from your music?
I guess since I make it, I'm always listening to it
Mm-hmm.
in the studio as I'm making it. When I finally release a track and when I feel like it's done, is that I've heard it so much that it's just something I'm glued to.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess. I mean, it's just part of you.
yeah,
It's in it. It's in it. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it shows.
Mm-hmm. And so, what is your creative process? Like, do you just kind of go in and you're just like, I have this little beat in my head? Like, how does it kind of work?
Since I listen to a lot of music, I get inspired. I try to sample.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'll be listening to, I don't know, I listen to Apple Music a lot. So I find a lot of music through there, SoundCloud. If I find something I like, I try to imitate it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But give it my own flavor. So that's how I pretty much learn how to produce, just like imitating,
Mm-hmm.
trial and error. But Yeah, I mean, when I try to go in, I just, like I mentioned earlier, I was just trying to focus on a dope bass line with a solid kick, make sure it fits. Followed by that, I add some percussion, maybe some vocals, strings, and then I'll arrange the track, you know.
Yeah, and so you said that it doesn't really use words. Like, why not?
It's more about just the music.
Okay.
Just the beat, just the groove. There's not really a story with words. It's more of a story of like music.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a journey.
But you
a
use,
DJ set. Is
but
more
you'll
of a
use
journey.
like vocals.
We'll use vocals.
Okay.
And during a breakdown, there'll probably be like someone talking,
Mm-hmm.
someone singing, but it's not like your normal pop arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
How it has a lot of vocals
And like a hook and
a verse, like that. So.
And so for someone who's never heard it before, kind of what would you tell them?
Heard house music?
No, heard like deep house, like your kind of music, your style.
What do you mean?
Like if no one had ever heard of your style, how would you kind of tell them like, hey, like it's kind of like similar to this and that, but not really, and
it's something that's very unique. Not my music, but just house music in general.
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to put like a
Description on it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, bouncy.
Like, do you want people to be like super energetic when they're listening to it, or like, I mean,
Everybody reacts different, so it
Okay.
depends on how you feel when the music, when you're actually paying attention to the music. Because I feel like I go out with some of my friends and they don't really understand it. They're like, "Oh, this is boring," or "It's too repetitive."
yeah, that's a lot of what it gets.
But it's more of like, why would you go to the movie theater to watch the same movie? Why would you go to the club to listen to the same music that's being played on the radio every day, all day? You know what I mean? Like, go to the club and go listen to something different.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. Just experiencing something different. Do it. That's good. It enriches your soul. Just
It's true.
different things
You
is good.
Listening to different things opens the mind too. It lets you realize like, hey, there are different sounds that are dope together.
Yeah.
That you didn't even notice that would be really cool together.
I mean, for some people, it's just not for them. I guess depending on where they're from or how they grew up. But
It's like why I don't like country music.
yeah, I don't like.
You
country
know,
music
I'm not
either,
a
man.
country music
Not a
fan,
fan, not
and
a
it's
fan.
not. You know, actually, I read this interesting stat that hip hop actually passed. I think it was rock and country music is like what's most listened to now. It just passed.
Hip hop just passed it. Yeah, I saw it today. I read it today.
You read that too? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought that was
dope.
pretty cool. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
awesome. I mean, now you got a lot more people that are listening to.
What's
I mean,
your-
obviously Drake kind of helped with
What's
that
your
too.
favorite type of hip hop?
My
What's
favorite.
your favorite type of music?
Okay, my favorite type of music I would say is hip hop.
Hip-hop.
Just because I actively pursue new acts in hip hop.
Cool.
Not that I don't pursue it in house. It's just for me, it's just overwhelming because there's literally so many people in house. Not that there's not so
Yeah.
many rappers, but it's just it's like you said, it's more underground.
Yeah, you can get lost.
You
in
can get
that.
lost. I get
Yeah.
lost, like for real. Like
Yeah.
I get lost, and I don't really know where I'm looking at, and like I get lost into finding out what's good or not. That's why I'm blessed to have friends like you and like other people who listen and who know what's dope. And you guys will just be like, "Yo, listen to this fire track."
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Fuck yes!" Like that's
Yeah.
what I want to listen to, and I'll chill, I'll vibe. You know, I'll be in my zone, but I won't have to actively look for it. But in terms of hip hop, I'm a huge TDE fan. I love Kendrick. I love Absol. Absol's probably my favorite out of all of them, even though he's been kind of like out of it and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
He just, I love him performing, and like just his story is pretty incredible too. But like really, honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Future now, and kind of just more of like the ignorant stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun.
You know,
but
it is
doesn't have any
exactly.
soul like how Wu-Tang,
Exactly.
Big L.
Speaking of, yeah, I was listening to Big L the other day, and like I was, you know, Big L. I like, I've been listening to Mobb Deep too.
Mobb Deep.
Yeah, I love
Talib Kweli.
Yeah, Talib Kweli. Love him too.
He's sick.
Black Star is incredible.
Black Star, yeah, with Mos
Def, yeah.
Mos Def.
So like I mean, it kind of ranges from everywhere, but I just love the lyricism. But I catch myself lately because I'm also a beat head. Like I love the beats.
Yeah.
So I kind of catch myself liking songs. That's kind of why I like I said, the quote unquote ignorant stuff is because
It goes hard.
Their beats are fire.
It goes hard.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
like Metro Boomin really. I think he's gonna be the next Dr. Dre. I've said it.
He has like what is it? He has a tour in like Vegas.
Isn't that insane? Like
Yeah,
I
he's
think
making a
that's-
lot of money
he's
out of Vegas.
Bro, he's made a lot of these rappers rich.
Yeah.
Like let's be real. Cause you're not listening it to hear them mumble over that shit. You're listening to
If you hear
them.
that, if Young Metro don't trust you,
Yeah.
you know it's gonna be a fire beat. You know it's gonna
You
be a
already
fire
know.
beat. Yeah.
You already know, and it's true, man. And that guy knows what he's doing. And See, so my question is, you're kind of building it like a formula. So is it like a formula? You just kind of build on top of that with your style?
To what? Making music?
Making music,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's already an arrangement you would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so it makes sense because if not, it's too long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So how do you time your tracks? Like, how do you know when it's time to like, all right, this is
Ready
too
to
much.
release?
Yeah, no, it's like too much. Like, I need to stop the music here.
Well, like if I'm making house music, it's
yeah,
usually
because
like
it's different.
6-7 minutes.
6-7 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty long.
It's long, yeah.
Hip hop songs like 2-3 minutes, 4 or 5 max, maximum. That's if you have like a feature with like a bunch
Like
of
4
artists.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I make hip hop, because I do make hip hop on the side, I'm actually coming out with an EP with one of my boys.
Oh, awesome.
He's actually a really talented
what's his
rapper.
name? Yeah.
His name's Thelonious G.
Thelonious G. Okay.
Yeah, he's really good, man.
Okay.
And I don't really F with a lot of local rappers.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's sick. He's not ignorant. He's
Good. See, that's what I kind of like, because right now what's going on in like Miami rap, it's
like Kodak Black. Don't get me wrong. He has like a couple songs that are okay.
I fuck with Kodak Black a little bit. Like, I like his stuff.
I used to. I'm not really fucking with him right now.
Yeah, his new stuff
he's
is
being
little,
really dumb right now.
Yeah.
Because he was on the right path. You know, because like he was gonna get big.
Yeah.
But he just was doing stupid shit.
I mean, yeah, with the thuggish in him. But his musically, I agree. Like, what he's doing recently has kind of been like, damn. Like, painting pictures was not the greatest.
Yeah.
You know?
I did like a couple of his tracks.
I did. Yeah, I did too. Like, Top Off the Benz, but that's because. What do you think of Young Thug?
I used to not like him. I like a couple of his songs. He's not my favorite.
He's not my favorite either. Like, he compared himself to Tupac the other day. Bro, you're far from it, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, dude.
If I want to, if I like anybody right now, Future's dope. Obviously,
he's got the world in his hands right now.
Yeah,
bro.
he says something and everybody's already jumping on it. Drake's dope. Kendrick.
But you're talking about Thelonious G. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Thelonious G. We're coming out with an EP.
Yes.
Wow, we have ADD.
This
generation.
On a tangent, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, we're coming out with an EP real soon. Like 3 or 4 tracks. Should be dope, but that's top secret right now.
Top secret.
Yeah,
okay. So
that's
for sure,
cool.
cool. Okay, cool. And style wise, you're saying he's more lyrical. He's
more
a
lyrical.
lyricist.
Yeah, he's a lyricist. I would show you a couple of his songs, but maybe later.
Top secret.
Top
Yeah,
secret.
I can hear it off air. Off air, then that'll be cool.
Off air for sure. I have an instrumental.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So where were we?
No, just kind of the scene of rap, just where it is right now, and just you were saying that you also produce hip hop, and what you you look for in that too.
Yeah, I mean, so like I was saying, well, originally where this started off was about how we made the tracks for hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hip hop's like 2-3 minutes. I usually start with kick, snare, hi hats, like a little riff, some piano or something like a synth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just
are hip hop beats easier than house beats?
Way easier.
Really? Why?
Easier.
Why is that?
Either my opinion, I feel like it's because I was raised with hip hop, so it's just something that's more natural. House is I'm kind of still learning as I go, but I still get it. You know, like when to change, like the next what's the word? Those bulls are serious.
Tempo?
No, not the tempo, but like the transition to like the following break, like the breakdown or whatever. But yeah, man, I keep losing my train of thought.
No, you're good, man. So it's just natural conversation, bro. Whatever really happens. But I was asking because I'm always blown away. Like you said, they're like 6-7 minute tracks, but I just like, when the hell do you know when to stop it? Like, I'm always wondering, like, okay, why did they just stop it there? They could have literally kept it going for so much longer, or like, that's what really blows my mind with like musicians and artists in general, is just their ear. And that's something that I envy, to be honest, because I wish I could listen to music to someone that's like a wine connoisseur, for example, where they can taste it and they know exactly what's being, made, what kind of grape, all that shit.
Yeah,
like,
musicians have their ears trained, so it's crazy.
It's really crazy to me. Like, they can really pick up, like, oh wow, I could see that, and to me, that's, like I said, it's envious. And I wish I had like an ear like that, and it's something that like I'm sure you have to train for it.
Yeah, I mean, like in school that I was going to, I'm about to graduate. We would do like ear training with frequencies. The professor would play a frequency, and you'd have to write down what it was.
Oh my
you know
God.
what I'm saying? So we would train like that. In music, he would play a track, boost up a certain frequency or cut it or whatever he would do, and then we would have to say what he did and what frequency it was. So yeah, we definitely had a couple classes of ear training.
Mm-hmm. And where does music kind of go from here? That's what I always wonder too.
Music is gonna be, it's always evolving. It's always changing.
That's also the beauty of it too, is that you think you could corner it and it's never cornered.
There's always something that's gonna pop up, a subgenre of a subgenre. Like look how many subgenres of house music, or like just hip hop. There's like trap music. There's old school 90s vibe, you know what I'm saying, which is a little bit more chill, different type of drum selection. Not so many hi-hat. The 808s aren't so fat. But it's always changing, you know?
It's always evolving. It's just crazy. And like I said, like you feel like you can know where it's going and then nope, you're going a completely different direction out of nowhere. It's music really is incredible. So back to you, bro. So like you were saying, it's been a journey, and like how you've kind of, so like how did you get to where you are right now with Descend Records, and just kind of, you know, were you kind of nervous, obviously, because honestly with the whole SoundCloud thing too that happened, like it just got saved or something? Like does SoundCloud help?
SoundCloud does help get my music out. That's how I first started with SoundCloud. I wasn't really scared when they said that it had like 50 days.
Yeah, they had like a final notice or something.
I just paid them, so I don't think they were gonna shut down. I think that was just like a scam or something, or like hype.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't believe it, to be honest. It didn't really scare me.
So they say Chance saved it. I don't know how Chance the Rapper saved it.
I haven't looked that much into it, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
But again, so your journey.
So yeah, I mean, how I started it was I used to throw house parties. I bought myself a little controller, a Newmark NS6, I think it was. I had that for like a year and a half, 2 years. Learned how to DJ with that. I would go over some friend's house, play some records, learn how to beat match for real. Because that's really you should really know that as a DJ. That's a solid foundation. You should know how to beat match. Yeah, I mean, now house music. How I play now, I do hit the sync button because I'm playing like 4 tracks at the same time, and I'm also using a TR-808, which is like a drum machine. So when I DJ live, I'm also playing live with the drum machine. So just in the back of my head, I don't have to be worrying about syncing the tracks or making sure they're in sync. Even though I already know how to do that, I don't think it's necessary.
But when you're playing, you're coming up with it on the spot?
Well, it's in sequence.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is that it follows the tempo of the track that's already playing, and I could punch in drums. Like there's a couple buttons, and depending on, imagine if it's like this. It's like a light going like this. It's
a square with a light running through it.
Kind of.
Okay.
I'll pull up a picture, but what it has a section for the kick, the drum. The kick, the snare. Hi-hats, claps, toms, rim shot, all that. And you can select which instrument you'd want to play. Once it's already in sequence, you just raise the volume of that, and it'll be in the mix of like the DJ mix.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I'm just trying to get an understanding of it, because
it's easier. You would understand it better if you saw it visually.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Because explaining that's a little difficult. But
so, what would you say is the most difficult part for you in the process?
I mean, once I'm DJing, it's more fun for me. I'm vibing. I create my own vibe. Everybody else, either they could join it or they cannot. You know what I'm saying? It's up to them. Hopefully, they like it. But yeah, I try to create a vibe, a little journey, have fun with, just playing. I'm dancing. Don't trust a DJ if he's not dancing.
Yeah?
Don't trust him. If he's not vibing to like his own tracks, all right. I mean, if he's doing bad and he's just bad and he's vibing by himself, then yeah. But if everybody's vibing, he's not vibing, something's up. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. So, having an off night happens. I mean, that's a thing, right? Like you said, like someone who doesn't really move, like if they're not really moving, like
if you're playing live as a DJ, yeah, you might have a track slip. You can hear it. It comes off beat. But you're playing live, so that's the organic thing about it. You're always gonna have a fuck up or mess up.
That's what makes the great parts better. Like,
yeah.
It's because it's happening on the fly.
when I was younger, when I first started DJing, I was very like, I'd critique really hard. If I saw a big DJ mess up, I'd be like, oh man, he messed up. But
I don't listen to him anymore.
no, I mean, it wasn't like that, but I was like, damn, like you're supposed to be this guy. But for the amount of time that I've been doing it, I mean, these guys have been doing it for like 20 plus years. I've been doing it for like 5. It's nothing compared to them, but for the amount of time I've been doing it, I feel like if I'm playing, it's just like riding a bike. It always comes. You know, I don't really practice too much DJing. I'm focused more on like production, producing music. But DJing wise, you know, I play a couple times out of the month, but that's not something I really practice anymore.
When
I first started, it was just I practice DJing, switching tracks. Now it's more, if I practice, it's more of just like checking out the tracks that I just got or just downloaded.
To then make them for something else.
No,
like
just
a song?
like to see how they would sound. You know, mix them out, mix them together. It's not really practicing, but what I do focus on practicing and like bettering every day is production, engineering. So yeah.
And so when you're DJing, like how long do you usually DJ for?
It could depend on the booking.
Cause I'm always like, who is it? Like I heard the Martinez brothers the other day were at Space and
they wild. Yeah, they were like
played
20, no, like more than 24 hours, like 48. Something
That's
like that.
insane.
Yeah.
How is that a thing?
It's just a marathon, bro. People leave the club and come back. I've done it.
You've done that?
I'd get there when it opened up, leave, worked the next day, came back because my friend was like, "Yo, it's still going." I'm like, "What?"
Still.
Yeah, I mean it's fun because everybody's just out there just partying. Yeah, it's a vibe.
48 hours. How do you stand that long? Like,
people leave and come back. It's just the DJs.
No, I'm saying the DJs. I'm more impressed with the DJs.
They were having back-to-backs, so they'd be playing. The Martinez brothers would be playing for a while, and then they would have somebody come through. They would play a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I think they would probably like chill out, the Martinez brothers, and then have the guest play. Guest would leave. They would get back on. They would have another guest come through, play.
Okay, so it wasn't just like 40 hours straight.
No, it wasn't just them like robots, zombied out.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, they took breaks. They ate. They ordered pizza. They had water, like fruits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It's just, I mean, still to have the energy to come back.
It's hectic, man. Because DJing, at least after a couple of hours, you feel it. Once you finish DJing, you're like kind of drained a little bit, but you kind of hyped. It's like an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I DJ, it's like an adrenaline rush. I vibe. I'm dancing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just fun. It's really fun when I'm playing.
I mean, it has to be. It's like you said, it's a passion, and when you follow it, it's like riding a bike, like you said.
Yeah.
It's just it comes to you naturally. Yeah.
Music's always been a natural thing for me. You know, I try to take like music lessons, guitar lessons. I didn't really keep going with them, but I feel like since I've done it, let me bring that back. So I never took I was never musically trained.
You're self-taught.
Self-taught, but I'm not saying I know everything.
Right.
You know, I'm still learning as I go.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what that. Yeah, I mean, music, like we said, is always adapting, so you're always learning.
Yeah.
But you were saying that you picked up an instrument and that helped? I mean, because you didn't really like it. Why didn't you?
Oh, not that I didn't like it. It was just like I was young, so I didn't really appreciate it. But I've always been obsessed with music. I would always go to FYE. That was in Dolphin Mall.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I would go there every weekend and just buy CDs. Always be listening to music. You know, I always said I wanted to be a music producer, but I didn't know anything about music. And then once I started DJing later when I was older, that's when I started, you know, taking it more seriously, going to school for it.
And when you were younger, you knew like I'm gonna be a DJ, like that's what I want to do.
It wasn't necessarily a DJ. It was more like music
producer. Yeah, producer.
I was obsessed with like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to produce those hits.
Michael Jackson. Yeah. I mean, he's the king.
I was a big Michael Jackson fan. You could ask my cousin.
Michael Jackson's. I mean, yeah, he's the king for a reason.
Man, it was like an obsession. I would get home and just watch his music videos.
That's another work of art.
Back in the finca in Homestead.
Didn't we have the history?
The history of like
the music video.
It was like the best.
All of the music videos.
The best of Michael.
Yeah.
Best of Michael.
It was a fire.
Oh, what a that man, that career,
man.
dude.
I mean, he's still making money.
Of course,
That estate is crazy.
His estate is insane, but it's just what a.
It's little Michael.
What was his monkey's name? Bubbles.
Bubbles,
bro.
Yeah, man.
Michael.
He had a
He's just
bunch of
always
them.
he always wanted just a childhood, man. That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted. They took it away from him.
Took him away from
He
him.
was
But
a superstar instead.
see, that's another thing. It's just what people like is kind of what's fascinating to me about that too, because the whole family was talented. I mean, you had what was it, Tito and Janet and all
Janet.
that. Yeah,
Jermaine.
like.
Yeah, I mean, they grew. His dad was like in a band when they were growing up, and he taught them, all the kids, how to play, instruments, and they would do choreographies.
But Michael was the only one that really made it. Like
He was like
when you listen to the Jackson 5, you're listening for Michael there
for Michael,
too.
yeah, he was like the main star. He was a singer. He was the attraction.
And so
He was
young,
talented.
too.
He was like an
Yeah.
innovator. He was a perfectionist too.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy because he was so. I heard the story that he would dance so much in like his studio that he like indented it. Like he indented the wood from how much he like danced.
Yeah,
there.
jumping.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
middle.
and all his like
The points.
slides and
Yeah, yeah,
everything. Like,
He was sick, man.
but
He
to
was
be at the
something
top,
else.
you got to do that.
Yeah,
right?
he was out of this world. He was way ahead of his time, man.
It's good that you keep going with it, man, and I'm glad that you do stick with it because I do really like your music. I've been listening to it lately,
man,
so
appreciate that.
like it really is good, man, and I wish you luck on your journey and just thank you for taking time out of your day and sitting and talking with me, bro.
It's all good, man. It's a pleasure.
Thank
It's
you,
pretty
man.
fun.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Now you can never say that I don't culture you guys and I don't teach you anything, because now when you go to Thanksgiving this year and you have abuela or your grandma or anybody or your uncle who are just kind of like, oh, I'm tired of my old music, there you go, you have some new music that you could throw on and have in the background and everyone's just enjoying their time, and it adds that little flavor of the background of, ooh, this is some nice groovy music. We're just talking, having family time, and I can still feel my foot tapping because this music is really making me move. Or, if you have a pregame and you want to impress some of your friends, you can also play this new music too. So anything that you can do to help better your image, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you become enlightened in ways that you didn't think that you would even become enlightened. Who would have thought that you would have heard deep tech house? And I'm obviously being facetious because it's not that crazy, but for real, next time, try it out. Try playing the new music and see if your friends really, like I said, do the challenge of not being able to move. If they complain of, oh, what's this lounge music? See if they can stay a whole pregame without moving to that lounge music. And if you guys want to check out Bryan Estefani and his page and his highly influenced EP, it's on his SoundCloud, which is his full name, Bryan Estefani. And you can see all his other records there too. He has Knocked 'Em, which is his kind of podcast, I would say, of where he just releases his tracks, and it's really, really awesome. And give it a like and a subscribe, so we keep the tech house train rolling. And thank you again for Bryan, too, for just taking time out, man. I really appreciate it, and for laying down these sick tracks, because they really are tracks that make us move and groove, and I really appreciate it, and I think more people should know how great and talented you are, and all the other deep house and tech house DJs, too. And with that, I hope you find your passion, pursue it, and peace.